this is a rumor, but I'm going to take it as fact. It seems like EA is shelving the Need for Speed series. This comes from Matthew Everingham, who is a longtime contributor to the EA-funded car culture website Speed Hunters, who's closely affiliated with Need for Speed, and he revealed in a recent post that Speed Hunters is on ice because EA shelved Need for Speed. The site hasn't been updated since April 2025 of this year. And there is an upcoming shutdown of online services for Need for Speed Rivals on October 7th, and it just seems like EA is just shifting complete focus to, things like Battlefield 6 and all that. So it just doesn't seem like Need for Speed is on a priority list here. And, I mean, I'll be honest, Need for Speed probably just isn't cool anymore. I feel like that's such a
this is also a series that you haven't actually played all that much, right?
Up until a point. I mean, there was a...
Yeah.
I played all of them up until Pro Street, I think. And then Pro Street,
That's a while back still.
Yeah, that was like 360 days. But, I mean, that's kind of like when they disappeared also. Not disappeared, but, like, I feel like that's when the commercially, like, those games just didn't do as well as before. And I've always wanted to check out recent ones. It's just they don't seem that interesting, like the ones back then, and it kind of sucks. I kind of have just been waiting for the perfect Need for Speed one to try out, but I guess I'm not going to.
You're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem for sure.
Perfection.
There you go.
Part of the problem.
He said it.
I think it's really sad. I think this is a legacy series. I think Need for Speed's been around for a really long time, and maybe it's the old man in the room, and people are like, dude, just go play over there with your Gran Turismo. It's like, no, it's not the point, motherfucker. These games were around in the 90s. I played them on the PC, and it was just really cool to watch these really cool race cars just driving in these 3D environments for the first time. It was really, really cool. My cousin and I used to just reverse our cars and just start driving backwards and just running into all the other traffic.
You idiot.
We would turn the traffic on to heavy traffic, so we would just be running into the trucks and stuff.
That was dumb.
So it was good, man. Need for Speed fed generations, but... The issue that I've found with Need for Speed over the years is it had an identity crisis. Need for Speed's one of these series where they've always seemed to change with the times. It went from this sort of arcade racer, almost Cruise USA style, although not that arcadey, but still with the different sports cars and different levels and things like that. In the early 2000s, when everything went to street racing and modding, they followed that and they went into street racing and modding. Right in the 06s and 07s, when the Fast and the Furious movies had flipped to more action-based stuff, they did the exact same thing, releasing games where Hot Pursuit, where you were a cop in one scenario, you were the bad guys in another scenario, and it kind of gave you stuff like that. There have been cringe moments, the quick time events where you're trying to press buttons, right, to like do certain things. It's to me, that's one of the gimmicks that has aged the least. I know Uncharted does it a lot, and they're kind of my boys with some of the fight battles, but the quick time events and button presses are really annoying, and they kind of jumped the shark on one game called Need for Speed The Run, where one of the game mechanics included getting out of the vehicle. What? You know what I mean? So
that was 2011. Damn.
Yeah, and I think they've tried to rebrand things. I think about 10 years ago they did like an actual Need for Speed. They tried to do a complete start from scratch kind of thing. And it's never quite got to that next level, as you said. I think other competitors have caught up and done it better. And yeah, that does leave Need for Speed on the outside looking in. They did Need for Speed Rivals is the one that's online right now.
Yeah,
but it's going to go offline on October 7th. So that's just really sad.
It sucks.
It's really sad. And Microsoft cut 120 jobs with a Forza Motorsport developer turned 10. So we know that there's not a lot of people hiring for race car drivers. And anytime you pull a game offline, you are actually, unless you have something to do for those workers, you're kind of getting rid of them. Like if you're getting rid of online, you're getting rid of jobs.
Yeah.
So that's always tough to see. But the last thing I'll say on this is I think they'll be back.
Technically, I played Need for Speed from 2002 to 2008, because I did play Need for Speed Undercover, and that came out a year after Shift, and then Pro Street. But yeah, I don't know. I always thought of Need for Speed as like, what's Fast and Furious doing right now? Because for a moment there, like Underground was the Fast and Furious, and then when Carbon came out, Tokyo Drift was the new movie, and Carbon was all about drifting. So it was like, it was a weird parallel thing that they were doing. Carbon's actually my favorite one to this day. I thought Carbon was awesome.
I don't think I played Carbon.
Carbon was all about like gangs. There was territories to conquer and shit. It was actually really cool, and the music was awesome. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then
I have
like
Need
you
for
said,
Speed downloaded.
The first one?
No,
the 2015
PS4
reboot.
Yeah.
It sucks. The newest one that came out, Unbound, I was always kind of interested in it just because it was going for this cool art style. It kind of reminded me in a weird way. Do you remember that game from back in the day, Auto Modelista?
I think so, for the PlayStation 1?
No, PlayStation 2, I believe. It's like an animated racer. It looks fucking awesome.
Right. It's got very like sketched out graphics and stuff.
Yeah. I would love a remake or a port of this. It still holds up. It looks awesome. Unbound kind of tapped into that art style just a little bit for me. At least like it looks something different than like all these, Sims that you see. So it kind of gave it its personality.
Nice. Very anime inspired.
Yeah. So it just sucks it didn't sell well, and it just seems like the series is going away. And it sucks. It's kind of like what you said. It's that legacy title that we kind of grew up with, but all good things come to an end, I suppose. If you guys like this video, be sure to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Go even further and subscribe to Podcast Fresh wherever you listen to your podcasts for new episodes every week.